Legendary US reporter Carl Bernstein, who was famous for exposing the Watergate scandal, he has said that White House insiders have told him that Biden's debate debacle was not at all uncommon or unusual. In fact, people working with the US president are used to him having glitches. Have a listen to what he told CNN.
They are adamant that what we saw the other night, the Joe Biden we saw, is not a one-off, that there have been 15, 20 occasions in the last year and a half when the president has appeared somewhat as he did in that horror show that we witnessed. In the last 6 months particularly, there has been a marked incidence of cognitive decline and physical infirmity.
That's not really a surprise, is it? We kind of knew that. But now he's admitting that they've known that the whole time.
Sorry, did he
Everyone's
just say 15 to 20 instances in the last year?
I mean, you know, that's not a bad hit
per week.
It's not a bad hit rate. But and this has been the funniest thing about all of it, is that we've known, and surely they have known for a very long time.
Well, he says now
but
they
it's
do,
been
yep.
covered up, right?
Correct.
And what you saw in the debate, and we've talked about whether or not this was, of course, a deliberate tactic, but what you saw in the debate, because Biden is so often hidden away from the cameras, he's done the fewest press conferences of pretty much any president ever. So he doesn't come out and talk to the press. He doesn't come out and talk to the public. He doesn't talk unless he's got a teleprompter in front of him. And even then he buggers it up, which we'll get to in a second. But what you saw last week was the first time in a long time where Biden had to be put in a situation where he had no notes, no teleprompter. It was him, a piece of paper, a pen, a glass of water, and Donald Trump. And he utterly failed. There's nowhere to hide anymore because it was just laid completely bare. Like, even if you had your CNN blinkers on for the last 4 years, you turned CNN on Thursday night and it was like horror movie right there on my TV. Like, there's no point of escape from it now. But we've seen all the excuses that Biden and his team have come up with over the last few days. We had the excuse from his team that the reason he looked so bad and sickly and whatever at the debate on Thursday night was because the CNN makeup artists had put too pale a powder on him, so it made it look like he was too sick. They also concurrently claimed that he had a cold, and that's why he sounded croaky, even though he came out the next day and looked fine and dandy and sounded fine and dandy. Well, Biden himself has now offered another explanation. I'm sort of wondering which one it really is, but he says, I decided to travel around the world a couple of times, around the world in 80 days or something. I don't know, he thinks he's in a movie. Shortly before the debate, he said at a campaign fundraiser in Virginia, I didn't listen to my staff, he said, and then I almost fell asleep on stage. It's not an excuse, but an explanation. You're the president. The president. And he nearly fell asleep on stage. Oh, look, I just didn't take my staff's advice. You know, I'm an 80...
just a bit tired.
I'm a man of over 80 and I can't hack it anymore, but I should be re-elected because I didn't listen to my staff.
But Caleb, on social media, they've fact-checked this claim, right? Because Biden had travelled through 15 time zones and he was so tired. But interestingly, he arrived back in America on June 15. The debate was June 27, so he had 12 days to get over the jet lag.
Not enough.
Hey.
Not enough.